So, England are through after a crazy shootout where just 5 penalties were scored out of 14. One keeper saved 4 penalties, the other kept out 2, 3 players missed the target, and a keeper ballooned one over the crossbar. But after finally sealing a place in the semis, talkSPORT's Courtney Sweetman-Kirk spoke to Lioness boss Serena Wiegman and began by asking her if she'd calmed down yet.
My heart rate is slowly slowing down again, but yeah, I think I'm 20 years older after this night. I've never experienced this before. What a crazy football night this was.
You took the words out of my mouth there. My next question was, have you ever been involved in a penalty shootout like that?
No. I've been involved now with England with three penalty shootouts, and we were brilliant at those. And today we weren't that brilliant, but Sweden was not brilliant either. I thought we were out 3 times. But then they missed 2, and then we scored it at the end. And crazy. But I must say also that one save that Hannah had was incredible.
And you mentioned the team, fantastic again from the finishers coming on, changing the game. And talk to me about them and the impact that they're having at this tournament.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, and we know when we put players in a position, put another player in the same position, they bring something else and lots of quality too. And like it's hard to make the decision who you're going to bring in, because some players didn't come on the pitch now who could have a contribution too. That's this squad, and that's so good about everyone supporting each other, and when they come in they're ready to go and make a difference, and that's what they showed. Is the resilience they showed, and they said also then England is never done, and well, that's what they showed tonight.
Yeah, emotional game. And Adrian Durham was watching for talkSPORT, of course. Adrian, are the subs to thank for England still been in it?
Yeah, absolutely, because they came on and literally changed the game. They had a big impact. 3 of the subs were involved in both the England goals in the 90 minutes, got us back on level terms, and that therefore took us through to extra time and the penalties. So yes, the subs massively, but also the goalkeepers. You know, the historic narrative around women's football is that goalkeepers aren't very good. Well, that changed some time ago, but for those that aren't convinced by that, take a look at last night's game, because Jennifer Falk in the Sweden goal was absolutely magnificent, saved 4 penalties, ended up going out of the Euros. Hannah Hampton, in normal time and in extra time, made some sensational saves. She really has kept England in the Euros. And then the penultimate penalty, she's only gone and pulled out a fingertip save to keep England in it. The goalkeeping last night was brilliant. Both those keepers were player of the match. It was drama like I've never seen before. Some terrible penalties, some brilliant goalkeeping. It was exceptional drama. It was box office. It would run in the West End for years and years.
Courtney, I've got to ask you about that first half performance though for England. Pretty poor, wasn't it? And Sweden could have been 3-0 up at one stage, so they can't play like that again, can they? Even against Italy, but I'm looking at a little bit further. Spain. I really fancy us against Italy, but Spain, if you play like that in the first half, it could be out of sight.
Yeah, 100%. You've hit the nail on the head, but you're right in terms of mentioning the fact that they should have been 3-0 up Sweden. I think it was literally just before half-time. Rolfer had an opportunity, and Hannah Hampton saved it well, in all fairness. There was a save in the second half as well that Serena Wiegman was talking about, that, again, it could have been, should have been 3-0. Blackstenius had a number of chances. Yes, she put, obviously, her first one in the back of the net, but it should have been a lot more. So I think they're a bit fortunate, England, and don't get me wrong, you've got to have fortune to get through a major tournament in terms of to get to a final, to go and win it. So I'm not taking away from England, but you're right, maybe Italy we might get away with that, but Spain there's absolutely no chance we will get away with playing like that in the first half and being able to win the game.
Do you think there'll be any changes in the Italy game, or will they keep to the same sort of personnel and make those substitutions again?
It's an interesting one. It's hard because normally you'd look at that and say, well, there has to be, but obviously we know notoriously Serena Wiegman doesn't really change, her sides a lot. In terms of half-time, we maybe thought, is she going to make change at half-time? She didn't. She still waited till the after 60-minute mark. Now, you can argue that worked, so that's hopefully, fine in the end. But for me, Chloe Kelly, the impact that she has come on, she sets up the first goal. The second one, it's her crossing. Yes, it isn't the direct assist because there's a bit of a ricochet before it gets to Adrian, but for me, she has to start. She's brilliant. She's been a clutch player. Obviously, she scores a fantastic penalty, and then you're looking back historically, she scores the winner at obviously the final at Euro 2022, the winning penalty at the finalissima. She scores the winning penalty against Nigeria in the World Cup in terms of the penalties. I think it was the quarter-final or the semi-final, but yeah, she's a clutch player, and I think now in the big games we need her, and she's shown that off the bench she can provide that, so we need it from the start, in my opinion.
Adrian, England's second goal, was there a hint of offside? I see a couple of arms, Swedish arms go up.
No. Simple as that. No, I don't think it was offside. But listen, and who cares if actually you measure it all and yeah, there was a hint of offside, because I don't care. I mean, in the midst of all that drama, I think Courtney's been kind to England, and I understand that, because we've got through, and that's ultimately in knockout football what matters. England were truly terrible. I think they were outplayed for 110 minutes of the 120 before the penalty shootout. That it really isn't going to be good enough. I actually fear for us against Italy if we play like we did last night. So, listen, the great thing is England have survived it. I honestly still don't know how. I woke up this morning thinking, well, that's England out. Because in my head all evening I was thinking, well, they're going out. They've been so terrible. They're going out. Even in the shootout, yes, we scored the first one and they missed. And then we just kept missing. And they had what I would call 2 match points in the penalty shootout. Didn't take either of them, and England, I think, incredibly fortunate. But it might follow the pattern of the first 3 games. They were terrible in the first game, and then they put in 2 stellar performances. Terrible in this game. 2 more stellar performances, and England win the Euros.
It depends how you look at it, though, because I think, yes, the performances against the Netherlands and Wales were good, but actually the Netherlands were terrible. They didn't turn up. Wales, you know, poor quality opposition, if we're being honest. They just couldn't match England. Where you look against France and Sweden, we've struggled a little bit because they're good calibre of opposition, and Italy, obviously, they're getting to a semi-final. It's a bit, in terms of the territory, for them, it's something that they're not used to, something that wasn't really expected. But they're a good side, Italy. So for me, it's less about the pattern, and it's more about actually when we've come up against a good quality of side, we haven't been good enough. It's been simple as that.
Yeah. Okay, guys, look, a lot to look forward to. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Thank you. So, England against Italy now. Spain against Switzerland, Women's Euro 2025 quarter-final, talkSPORT 2. Commentary from Flo Pollock and former England women's striker Leanne Sanderson.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil. Thursday and Friday morning, 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.